gems breaking all the bars. Yo, the crowd's feeling it, energy's alive. Spotlight on the tails where the future arrives. Bass in the air, every story's a spark. Late night on bass, we're light in the dark. Bass night stories on the stage, we vibe. Talk show magic where the chain comes alive. Tokens in the flow, let the legends provide. Late night on bass, we're taking it worldwide.
Welcome back, everybody. Bill the Bull here. Late night on bass. Second stream of the day. Did one earlier today. Real fucking early. But the show must go on. This episode is brought to you by Recon. Bass Recon. Check out his Vibe Market Topi packs today. We're just gonna be strolling and streaming, and his packs are dope. His packs are absolutely dope. Actually, I should probably say Bass Recon, not Recon. I want to do it proper, sir. I apologize. Let's change that. Hold on. You deserve a proper bass. Recon. Boom. Proper bass Recon. Check out his Vibe Market Topi packs today on the stream. And actually, if you're on Retake, the banner of the show is his graphic. Pretty cool. We'll talk about that. We'll look at it later. But before we bring on Quickswap, we're going to talk to them as well. A lot cooking. There's honestly, stay safe right now. In all honesty, safe. There's some sort of bug or malicious code that if you're transacting on chain, it's not good. Be safe. It seems something about the hackers able to maliciously change your destination address, and you think you're going to send or make a transaction, and instead you get drained. It's kind of scary if you think about it. And let me show this to you again. If you guys aren't aware, pay attention, because in all seriousness, this is a big deal. Security is probably one of the biggest bottlenecks here. According to Charles Guillemette, I think he's a CTO at Ledger, so he's a smart trad. There's a large-scale supply chain attack in progress. The NPM account of a reputable developer has been compromised. The affected packages have already been downloaded over 1 billion times, meaning the entire JavaScript ecosystem may be at risk. The malicious payload works by silently swapping crypto addresses on the fly to steal funds. If you use a hardware wallet, pay attention to every transaction before signing, and you're safe. If you don't use a hardware wallet, refrain from making any on-chain transactions. It's still unclear whether the attacker is stealing seeds from software wallets at this stage. Excellent report here. If you use Ledger with clear signing, you are not at risk. The warning is for those with a hardware wallets who don't use a hardware wallet with clear signing of the risk. Insane. Really, really is insane. Please do be safe. Honestly, right now is not the time to make any transactions until a fix is updated. I mean, this is the type of black swan that could literally, obviously not trying to scare anybody, but this is the type of black swan that can literally destroy lives. Honestly, it really does go to show that people should take security. You really need to make sure that you have cold storage as part as your I guess your crypto portfolio. It's a stark reminder. I mean, there's probably people. I mean, actually, one of our homies got drained, and this is actually kind of a serious topic. I'm not trying to make light of this. I know I like to joke and whatnot, but sometimes you have to be serious, and this is actually one of those times. Yeah, earlier today, I don't know if it was because of this hack or something else. In the trenches, one of our good friends got drained for 80% of his net worth, and obviously he's upset and devastated, and I couldn't imagine. And so I think it's really important to stress that if you're new here, you need to have some sort of cold storage as where most of your funds are, because that's the only way you can truly keep things safe. You can easily make a wrong transaction. You can get hacked here without signing it. You just need to make sure that you take the proper steps. So hopefully, I wouldn't wait to transact. I wouldn't touch anything. It's kind of wait and see till it's patched. But I think once it's patched, I think this is a stark reminder. You have to take security seriously. So yeah, crazy things. Crazy things. Love to know your guys' thoughts. If you guys are on retake, please let everyone know. Come down. I like to hang out. Hang out. Let's chat. Shout out to Frank Ocean, retake fam with in the chat. Shout out to you, Frank. See the hacks are getting out of hand. It is, man. They're getting more sophisticated and sophisticated. I actually fell for a hack too, to be honest. I didn't tell anyone because I was just like mortified, but I've been in the game for a while and I fell for a honeypot, but not like, hey, I'm gonna ape something honeypot. No, I'm a fucking idiot at the time, and I knew when it happened, I was like, I'm such a retarded individual, and it was all my fault. So basically, like if you're on, how sometimes people just send you, especially on Solana, if you have a Phantom wallet, they send you dust. They're not dust. They send you like some random coin with some like egregious amount of how much it's worth. Like you think it's worth like, I don't know, $2 million or $100,000 of some shit coin, and you go and you try to swap it because everyone thinks like, oh my god, they made an error. I'm gonna make some money. But what happens is it's actually, of course, it's fake and it's a honeypot. But well, we'll get to that. But like if you try selling, you can't sell, right? So they try to like get you to sell it. But the real, and I always wondered why do they sell and go out of the way? The reason is because if you accidentally switch the route, meaning like you're trying to sell, but instead you hit buy because it's like, especially on Phantom, because they don't like ask for extra security signature approvals, you're fucked. It's a honeypot. And there's like no stopping it. That's how they get you. And I actually learned the hard way. Obviously, it was a small part of my portfolio, so I was fine. But it's a stark reminder that these scams are getting more sophisticated, and you have to take security seriously. You really do. Really, really do. Shout out to the what do we have here? 323 people tuning in. Not bad, not bad. Numbers are pretty good on an afternoon. Let's see what else. TS getting out of hand. W. Don't know what that means, Standega, but respect. Cold wallet sounds like a myth these days. Well, I think people don't use it. I think they really should. Daniel Dejan. I even need to do it more often. I think it's a stark reminder that like all it takes is like one moment where your entire life changes for the worse. And I shudder at that thought. Like this is lighting a fire to make sure on my ass too. Once this is all clean, settled and clean, that I make sure I take security super seriously. Rayanos, oh well, and what chain is this happening on? All chains, man. All chains. That's what's scary about it. This is like targeting like the infrastructure, a lot of high stuff, tech stuff that I can't explain. Actually, maybe Darren can explain when he comes on. Actually, we probably will have him explain what the hell is happening, but it's affecting all chains with like Bitcoin, Ethereum, the majors. I guess it's tracking it. I don't know, but it's a big deal because eventually, I think I read somewhere about 1 billion potential like packages are affected or people. I don't know. Frank Ocean saw some strange deposits on my Phantom wallet. Don't touch it, Frank. I was talking about that. It's basically a honeypot trying to get you. You can't sell. You're going to try to sell it. But if you accidentally do it the other way and you buy it, your money's gone. Damn, I don't use Phantom. Any update in MetaMask? No, but I don't recommend MetaMask at all. MetaMask is really bad, dude. I think if you're doing MetaMask, I think you should switch to Coinbase Wallet base app. I think that's the best. If you're using a hot one, I don't like Phantom Wallet anymore because of that situation where there's like no security at all. Like it's just not for me. It's really fast, but like you can really get fucked. I don't recommend Phantom. I do like it overall. It's just like smaller amounts to like if you're in the trenches, but like I like the security of the base app. It's a little slower, obviously, but if you want something fast, use a one of those type of wallets, Phantom or what's the one people use? What's that hot wallet people use? It's like from Telegram. I don't know. Forget the name, but it does work. If they got you, we're not safe at all. Nah, I was just a fucking moron, bro. Don't even trip. But I was just being complete retard. And I knew at that moment when I did it, I was like, oh fuck. I am the biggest idiot in the world. Because I knew I couldn't swap this for anything. Yet I still tried. I did. I don't know why. It's human psychology. You're thinking maybe it's gonna work. But yeah, no, man. I mean, I think Phantom was the only, and I have no one to blame but myself on that one. But Phantom has very little secure, at least on these other apps. Like it's slower, but I'd rather them like if they would have had a secondary option, like, hey, are you sure the money is going to go from X to this? I would have realized, oh shit, like a no, decline. So for me, speed is not as important as safety, and I realized that. Stay safe, y'all. Based on base 100% FR for real, for real. Anyways, I think stay safe. I think that's the motto, stay safe. So right now, not many people are trading and stuff, but the show today is mostly not about trading. It's mostly about talking to Darren from Quickswap, one of the leading decentralized exchanges in the whole world. That's literally just been a massive powerhouse on Polygon and now coming to base. My friend Darren, nice PFP. How are you doing, bro?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. Good. What are your thoughts currently like on this like whole security stuff that's going on, all this like vulnerabilities?
Yeah, I mean, mostly just Jesus Christ. but,
Yeah.
but, I mean, Web3 has a long way to go still. Obviously, you mentioned a bunch of wallets. I personally really like Rabby for stuff like this because it does simulate transactions, and it's like, hey, your money's going to go here. But I mean, that is the issue with this current hack. What it does is it looks at all the transactions, all of the different chains, and then basically just replaces the transaction, the to address to the hacker's address instead of yours. It's as simple as that.
And it's almost impossible to chill because these addresses are super long. So all it takes is like, a couple different changes, and you don't know what happens, Darren, if like someone did use the transaction like maybe an hour ago and the swap point fine, there was no issues. Are they still at risk of like someone going back in and draining them?
I think it's more like a here and now kind of thing when you actually make the transaction. It seems to just be able to replace the to address when you're actually making the transaction. So as long as you just don't do anything for a little while, sit on your hands if you can, or be really careful if you are using perhaps like a hardware wallet. Just literally you have to go through every single bit of that transaction, make sure it's all correct.
Crazy,
It does seem to be on the DApp level as well, though. So certain applications might be affected, some might not be.
Yeah, crazy. That's why I'm saying stay safe. And like if you have a hardware wallet, nothing's more safe than that. But listen, we don't want to always be the bearer of bad news. Hey, be safe and don't really transact. But the show, as I like to say, must go on.
It wouldn't be crypto without one of these every like month or two.
True. Actually, very, very true. I mean, it's this little, especially like on the blood moon, something's got to happen. And if you follow astrology, you know that blood moons are a little spicy. Stuff really happens. Last blood moon, well, actually, the last blood moon was this year in March, topped around Trump's like craziness and like everything dropped down. Not saying he's crazy. I'm just saying the Trump coin. Everything dropped, and then 2022 there were two blood moons that marked the collapse of FTX, and it marked the collapse of Terra Luna. So hopefully this is
we actually had our two biggest announcements that year, a week before Terra Luna, then a week before FTX.
Wow, talk about timing.
Yeah, not great. Yeah,
not a great. All right, so listen. And by the way, Cello BM, appreciate your support, fam. I know you watched earlier when we were bright and early, about 6 hours ago. So shout out to you for joining. All right, so Darren, let's talk. Let's talk now. Pivot a little bit. And for those that don't know, Late Night on Base, my creator coin, is collabing with Quickswap, and I basically wrote one of the biggest dexes in the world. Quickswap is collaborating with us to launch a second liquidity pool for Late Night on Base, something almost unheard of for a project at this early stage. Side note, we were like 88K at this time. Quickswap is making it clear they want to be the home for creator tokens on Base. They're not just offering liquidity, they're offering trust, visibility, and belief. Stronger liquidity, stronger token economy, stronger token equals stronger creator ecosystem. Appreciate Quickswap for putting a spotlight on builders like us. Let's show the world, whole chain, what happens when creators are backed properly. And here you guys made the announcement. We're officially whitelisted from your official account. talked about what we're doing and that you guys are committed to supporting all creators, building culture and community on base. Late night on base is just the start. So, Darren, let me ask you a simple question. Why did you do this with me, especially when we were such a small market cap? What's your thought process on supporting creators, building culture on base?
Yeah, I mean, it depends how long you've got here, but I could go into the weeds a little bit on just my story on how I got into Quickswap,
Sure.
and then sort of go from there. So obviously you had Rock on the show.
Mhm.
I think last week before. His his CV is longer than my arm. I
Most amazing, one of the most impressive individuals ever had on the show. That guy,
yeah,
shit killer.
I'm not quite as impressive, but yeah, basically, I still had like the Web 2 job. My background was like digital communication, marketing, all those things, and then effectively, I just complained in the Quickstop Telegram group quite a lot.
Mhm.
Um, so- and basically, like Quickswap is obviously a DAO. It did actually launch in the most like decentralized way possible. No pre-sale, no VC backing. They actually turned in investors like Mark Cuban, and the token actually just launched completely fair launch. You had the supply liquidity on Quickswap, you earned quick, and then it had no market value. People then went and made liquidity pools for quick. Like I literally don't think you'd be able to do that anymore. That kind of launch.
Mhm.
um, and then yeah, I was obviously a community member there. Complained a lot about certain things because of my sort of digital background and marketing.
Yeah.
And long story short, eventually one of them just went, "Well, do you want to do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" So there begins the story of ADHD, where I basically just then went on to obviously contribute in as many ways as possible to QuickSwap because it's a DAO, anyone can contribute. And from there, just sort of managed the community managers, then ended up dealing with a lot of inbound BD, and then yeah, just took on as many jobs as possible while still working a Web 2 job.
Mhm.
So my partner didn't enjoy that as much. But, but yeah, eventually took on too much, had to sort of go full time Web 3, and through that time, Quickswap was always the community DAX of Polygon at the time. And the way that we sort of grew and sort of stayed strong was actually just working, being a community level sort of layer rather than maybe an infrastructure piece that doesn't communicate, that sort of abstracts away all of that. We want to be sort of boots on the ground, working with anyone we can, because you do just get a unicorn every now and again, and you're not going to find one of them if you don't sort of help incubate that. Um, so yeah, I mean, we're generally just more than happy to work with anyone and everyone, and try to support as many people as possible.
So tell me about, and I'll give you my thoughts on why I approached you guys. But so obviously you guys have dominated Polygon and established yourselves as like the number one. Now you're moving on to base, and I know base is a little different of a beast. There's obviously, competitors who have been incubated, not incubated by base, but they've established themselves longer than you guys. Tell me your thought process before we get into the creator idea. Tell me your thought process as to why do you guys want to make a foothold since you already have Polygon and dominated that. What's the thought process behind making an impact on base as well?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, QuickSwap is I think 440 million TVL and Polygon POS alone. I think across all the chains, just a smidge under half a billion TVL.
Wow.
Um, and what we've basically seen there is Polygon is moving into more of an app chain focus now, where they think maybe Polygon POS is for payments and RWA. They've got Katana for their sort of DeFi stuff, like Maiden for privacy. Um, and I mean, personally, like not the thoughts of Quicksop, um, but personally, I still want Quicksop to be for everyone,
Mhm.
not just specifically focus on two sort of niches within the ecosystem. So, base is for everyone, and it just made a whole bunch of sense to sort of pick base. Obviously, it helps with the onboarding from Coinbase. Obviously, all my normie friends always get them
Mhm.
down with Coinbase. So, and even the small things like being able to make the DEX swaps through the actual Coinbase app. They set you up with a custody wallet. That is huge. That will eventually just sort of bring CeFi to DeFi. Like that is how we sort of onboard everyone.
That is the name of the game. Trying to onboard everybody is what Base is trying to do. Obviously, incubated by Coinbase, and their whole premise is let's bring the world on chain. So I think if I'm a betting man, I would say they're going to do it. If anyone's going to do it, it's Coinbase. All right, so now we're here, and so yeah, I had Rock on with Rachel. Really impressive guy. And so it's funny. I actually reached out to you guys because I thought of an idea. I like to cook. ABC, baby. Always be cooking. That's what I do. And I thought to myself, okay, we have this creator coin. It's a clanker. There's liquidity, sufficient liquidity. But in order to go higher in volume and to be more attractive, and this is just kind of a thesis for, not thesis, this is just education for those tuning in. We have about 837 tuned in. Shout out to each and every one of you. Once again, if you guys want to discuss currently what's going on, go to Retake TV. That's where I read most of the comments. Anyways, so if you want whales interested in your creator coin, your project, you need to have thicker liquidity because they don't want to eat slippage. Someone wants to put in $10,000 currently, or actually at that time, like you're going to lose so much, it's just not worth it. But if the stronger liquidity, they have more confidence to come in and out. So I thought to myself, okay, what if we decide Quickswap, hey, there's more creators with creator coins than just me. There's all of Zora who have creator coins. There's all of Retake that have creator coins. I'm sure more coins are going to pop up on different platforms. They're all going to face the same issue. They're going to need to have more liquidity. What if Quickswap wants to be that de facto home for creators? And lo and behold, you guys are. What are your thoughts, Darren, specifically on this whole creator with coins, such as myself, such as the people on Zora? What are your overall thoughts? Because it's pretty new, this whole sector.
Yeah, I mean, we actually had a spaces on Friday where we sort of talked about the maybe the KOL side of things and the celebrity side of things recently, where people have just lost like a lot of trust in sort of any sort of KOLs and celebrities and people just throwing out coins when they clearly have no idea what they're doing with them. But the sort of the creators that are actually already within crypto that have been providing value, that have actually sort of got a track record for doing things within this space rather than just hawk to a girl that'll throw up a token and rug everyone. Those are the people that you want to get behind, people that you trust, people that you've been following for a long time, people that are actually in this space and knowledgeable. And a lot of them, I mean, the way that we're looking at it, and something that I might allude to later, is a lot of them typically just sort of need help with exposure. That's something obviously Quickswap, 250,000 followers. None of that is inorganic. We've been here a long time. And yeah, we're more than happy to sort of provide that exposure to get you on the token list, sort of help with discoverability, maybe even throw some Quickswap incentives as well. And that sort of kickstarts the token economies for people, a lot of people. We sort of have been doing that for a long time. That's the bread and butter stuff. So yeah, I mean, anything we can do at the ground level, help creators, help anyone sort of building a base, that's the goal.
Yeah, and I think that's a prime opportunity for you guys to really get a foothold into base, to the base world. And what better way, in my opinion, than to help creators with marketing, with exposure, and setting up a pool. Like, for those that don't know, you can set up a pool, liquidity pool, anywhere. So it's not like, oh, you have to do it on QuickSwap. But the thing is, you're not going to get the added benefit of distribution from exposure, from marketing. Now, I foresee a place where every creator, if they want to take it serious, I want to take my coin serious because I know what I own, what I value, what I can bring. I think other creators who are taking it serious, they're going to need to spin up a pool. Where, like, you can't just rely on the Clinker pool you have or the Zora pool. You need to do more. What better way than, instead of just doing it isolated, than focusing on hitting up guys like Darren in QuickSwap, again, one of the biggest centralized dexes in the world, and they become that go-to conduit to help creators get more amplification for their pools, and it's a win-win situation because now they're, whatever, 400,000 followers, half a billion total liquidity are now introduced to your coin, and that's not what you're going to get when you do it yourself. So I mean, that's what we call bullish. And Darren, I think our liquidity provider Toast, I think he's up like 2.5 times already on his pool.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be really good marketing or just a massive coincidence, but the token has been only up since
I
it
think
launched on
it's
QuickSwap.
only because of you guys. It's only because of you guys. It's
Yeah,
the quick swap.
we'll use that as a case study.
You should. You should. It'll help me. It'll
Yeah,
help
the
me
for your trader
look like
coin.
it'll help me look like a major Chad.
Yeah, no, it's been doing really well since it launched on QuickSwap.
Yeah. Real quick in the retake chat, Frank Ocean, stronger token equals stronger community. So yes, that's exactly the case. You need to have, if you're in the creator game, the token itself is your most valuable asset. It's a representation of your brand, provided of what the internet capital markets dictates. When you have a stronger community, first of all, when you have a stronger token, you have a stronger community. More people give a fuck about what you're doing, straight up. And that's just normal behavior. Now, when you have a stronger community, they become stronger brand evangelists. They're going to be rooting for your success. Why? Because they have a vested interest in seeing you succeed. You succeed, the coin succeeds. Simple maths. Now, when you have these strong brand evangelists, then they get loud, meaning they want to support you. So in the media game, the whole point of the media game is to bring in attention for advertisers. That's what I see. Those are the deals that are going to make things really well. So if you have a stronger token, stronger evangelist, then brands see that they want to tap into your network. Now they come to your network, the evangelists are going to root for the brand because they know if they make the brand happy, then other brands are going to want in, higher bids come in, and then people like me don't need to sell tokens because I'm living off of the sponsorship income. It's the flywheel that keeps on flying. So I don't know. I'm very
That's
bullish.
pretty much the
This,
reason that like anyone with an iPhone has an iPhone. Like 300 people told me to buy an iPhone before I got an iPhone. Like,
yeah,
and everyone that has a Tesla is a Tesla evangelist. Like, I haven't met a single person with a Tesla that hasn't said Tesla 33 times
yeah,
like in a conversation. The people that actually want to talk about the stuff that you're building and the things you've made without being paid to do so are the sort of people that you want. Those are the communities that are going to stay around a long time.
absolutely. And I think these are the communities. Again, I'm just my own community, but there's thousands of other potential creators that can have their own communities rallying around, the token that they're with, and they're all going to need a place to have exposure. But again, liquidity matters, and I think QuickSwap, you guys can cement yourself as that decentralized exchange that's embracing creativity and creators because you're on the foresight of what's going on. And everyone needs exposure. Even myself, I have this media channel. I need exposure. It doesn't hurt. Granted, I have more exposure than most, but having the access to your guys' ecosystem, I saw the benefit of it. And it's kind of like a win-win where, you guys, if you guys get known more, I get known more, vice versa. So if you're a streamer, if you're a creator, if you're on Zora, and you really want to take this seriously, create a liquidity pool on QuickSwap. Darren, any last words you have? I know, we had you on for 30 minutes, but yeah, man, any last words? We have over 1,147 people tuning in. Any last words, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's mostly just feel free to check out QuickSwap. The way that we've sort of distinguished ourselves from different dexes on the actual UX front is we've always tried to just integrate as much stuff as possible. The UI just has a lot of stuff going on. We've got a front end aggregator with no front end fees. We've got liquidity managers actually just natively integrated on the front end. So if you want all the hassle of all the sort of benefits of concentrated liquidity without the hassle of rebalancing, we've got all that stuff. We've just launched a strategy hub, which literally just accepts single asset tokens. So if you want to deposit ETH, earn more ETH, that's available. We try and make things as easy as possible because DeFi is still massively complicated. Even crypto in general is still massively complicated. Obviously, we talked about the hack earlier. And anything we can do, like obviously we're just join the Telegram, join any sort of other community bits. I'll usually be in there. Yeah, feel free to give us feedback. or just ask any questions. Yeah.
Basically, TLDR, Quickswap team or Chads. There's really nothing else to say
Yeah,
to
my
everybody.
Telegram is a mess.
I mean, whose Telegram isn't, bro? If you do even crypto, if you don't have a Telegram mess, I highly recommend having folders though. If you use Telegram, folders are a lifesaver.
My secret hack for Telegram was to have like 3 different unread folders. So I've got like unread personal, unread folders, and then unread in general. And then in unread folders, once I've been added to a new group, like I use that as like a filter. I just remove that group from that folder, so I only see the new ones that have been added to. Yeah, my Telegram is just massively complicated. It's like spider web.
Oh man, I love that. Well, listen, Darren, awesome to have you on the stream. Like I said, I want to see Quickswap succeed. Hopefully, my pool that we started again with Toast and John, who's provide the liquidity provider for Late Night Base, we hosted that pool with you guys. You guys took a chance on me, and I hope to be a massive success because then, more creators come on to Quickswap. So anything I could do for the Quickswap community, just say the word, my friend.
Yeah, I actually think we do the farms on a Wednesday. I think we're going to give some quick rewards to the LNOB ETH pair. So
Interesting.
yeah, any LP providers in that pair should get some quick as from Wednesday.
Wednesday, you heard it here first, guys. If you guys add to the liquidity pair on Quickswap, expect some rewards. LFG, Darren, my friend. Catch you later.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Darren from Quickswap. Amazing, Chad. The whole team is just amazing. By the way, that I'm pretty blessed that I have that connection with someone that big in that community. I mean, literally 400,000. One of the top dexes is like Uniswap level. I don't take that for granted. I really don't. We're going to keep going. By the way, if you guys want to talk to me, go to Retake. You notice my show? Retake. Let's fucking go. They're like 14 million. Happy Retake all-time high day to those that celebrate. It's a fun little day. It's a fun little day. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm just excited for the creator economy and what's potentially out there. And I honestly do think that if those are willing to actually give a fuck and try, I think you'll do well. But the thing is, no one wants to work. I've noticed in crypto. So if you actually have, a work ethic, you would do pretty well. Well, 1 second. I want to actually showcase not Recon's Toby Pack. Let's see. Let me just write this person. Dun, 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 dun. 1 second, everyone. Your boy Bill has to return a message. By the way, how many do we have right now? 1327. Not bad. Not bad. Chupe. Tesla will be compromised one day, bet. How so, Chupe? Please enlighten me. I would like to know. Like to have a discussion. I do like PFP, the duck. What was the name of that PFP collection? I don't know if it's the same 2021 collection. What was it? There was like a duck collection in 2021. I think I own one. OK Ducks, was it? No, what was it? I had a really dope duck back then, back in the NFT world. I think it's worth nothing now, but it was a fun time. I thought they say no one should sign no one signs a transaction. Want to give a shout out to Creator. Thank you, Creator, GM, GN. Thanks for coming. Tess, always a pleasure to see you in one of the rooms. Always a pleasure to see you in person as well. It was great to connect with you again in San Francisco. 1 second. It was great. All right, so let's look at base recon, because one of the things that kind of separates me, especially if you're a late night on base holder, you might actually care. Let's see. All right. So, as the banner says, this episode is powered by Base Recon. Check out his Vibe Market Toby packs today. First of all, Vibe Market's so fun. It's extremely, extremely fun. And actually, in about 20 minutes, we'll be live base chunking myself on the Build on Base account, the official Build on Base account, 400,000 followers. We do the NFT show for the base ecosystem. I think that's pretty dope. So the whole plan is to open up packs. I don't know, though, if we're going to open any up, to be completely real, just because of this hack. Your boy don't want to get drained, just being honest. So we might have to hold off on that. I'll talk to Base Junkie. But basically, every Thursday on Late Night on Base's mini app on Farcaster and now the Base app, you can bid for product for basically what comes down to a full-on marketing campaign on my channel. I allow the world to bid using the internet capital markets and allow the market to decide what it's worth. And as we're progressing, basically you get all sorts of shit. As this says, the winner of our late night on base media auction, well, in this case it was Base Recon, he won with a 600 something bid using late night on base. So first of all, on these auctions, you could we decide whether to use USDC or late night on base. This last one we did late night on base, which I thought was dope. I'm still kind of figuring out though if that's more sustainable than USDC, because what if the price appreciates? The people initially, like the market cap when the auction first started was like 88K, and then by the time the auction ended, we were like 220 or something. So people have to factor that in. So I don't know what the best method is. Is it still just using late night on base, or is it USDC? I don't know. But that's neither here nor there. Basically, he won, and in this, you get 5 shows. You're blasted. Every show that I do this week, Base Recon's going to have that strolling figure. Also in the mini app, it'll be there. But he also gets to appear on the show. He can be a co-host. I'll have some Zora clips made for him. It's all to promote and put attention on the Winning Bids project. In this case, it's his Vibe Market pack. I mean, just look at this. This is called Based. Toby Labs, Vibe Market. He has all these great cards. And for those that don't know what Vibe Market is like a Nico created some dope site where you log in. It's like ripping open baseball cards or ripping open whatever. Let's see if I can just get in. I don't feel comfortable opening up anything, so my bad today until they fix it, because your boy don't want to get drained. You feel me? Don't want that. No. So anyways, when you go on Vibe Market, this is kind of what it looks like. Yeah, King of the Hill, all these different packs, and there's different, cards, and then there's rare stuff in there. So like, that's the cool thing. You can, and then some of these things, like they put in like bounties, like huge prizes in it. So let's see the Toby one. I think this is his Toby Labs. So right now you can buy the packs for $1.53, and you can buy as many as you want, and you just don't know what cards you're gonna get. And that's the fun thing. I think this is the grail. The Jesse Pollock one is the grail, and if you pick it up, you automatically have it for $57. You can sell it right away. It's liquid, and that's the cool thing about this. Everything is liquid. So I think he sold 239 at 802. Is that what it is? So they have some stats, and these are the cards. Oh, someone got Bill. Yo, let's fucking go. Let's go. Anyways, that's just how this whole thing works, and it's super fun. So again, since he won the sponsorship, guess what? Your boy's talking about it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. Oh, listen, FOMO, my man. What's up, dude? All right, so now let's talk FOMO. FOMO, I have massive respect for. I'll tell you why. I didn't know FOMO prior to me having this coin. But I do respect the trenches, and I do respect those that find value in others. And I don't care if you buy or sell, like you should make a bag. That's what the whole thing is for. But I enjoy people who actually try to work for their bags, and I want them to sell. I want them to make money. And FOMO was literally one of the first bigger KOLs, or actually anyone, to be honest with you, besides me, talking about me. And if you type in LNOB, this guy helped propel the word in the trenches, in his network, and little things like that add up. Little things where people are talking about it, working for their bags. That helps the community flywheel grow. That's how late night on base grows. Like, it It can't just be me talking about it. Like, I think this project's dope. No shit. I fucking run it. So obviously I'm a fan, but I need others to believe in that as well. And, you know, naturally they need to, like, I'm not paying FOMO anything. I don't pay anybody anything to talk about me. You just want to talk about it organically. He did. He obviously liked it. And so, yeah, man, I just got massive respect. I met a lot of his UK friends out in On-Chain Summit SF. So hopefully, my friend, we see you next year. Fly across the pond. It'll be fun. Oh, and let's talk the main, the myth, the legend. Griff is in, man. Man, so pumped, bro. Base camp. Griff got the news that he's going to base camp. What was it? We chatted on the phone Friday or something. And he literally found out that day he was going. I call it the Bill effect, bro. I'm just going to take credit for that. You're welcome. Even though I didn't do shit. I'm just going to make myself feel good. Super stoked you're going to be there, man. Griff is an absolute Chad. Literally a great human too. But yeah, you're saying the MP thing is a nothing burger. It's good to know that, man. I still just shudder though that I need to have less on hot wallets, more on cold storage. If anything, this is telling me that, like, it's better safe than sorry. So I'm glad it's a nothing burger. But I'm gonna be a pussy and not touch anything. But thank you, sir. Don't worry about it. You can use dApps. All right, what was it? It was only 99% affected who used the most recent, almost zero big project. Okay. That actually does make me feel better. Trezor, yeah, you know what? I had a Trezor back in the day. I switched to Ledger for years, and I know there's a lot of like issues now with Ledger about like they can have like codes, like phrases stolen. I don't really know, but I gotta check into that. Back into Trezor, I do gotta figure that out. And actually, on Wednesday, FOMO, we have Mo on the show. Mo is a trench king as well. Looking forward to that. Mo is starting to get into the streaming game, and I want to help him. And he's such a dope dude. Met him in San Francisco. Very well regarded, respected. I want all the trenches. I want all the warriors in late down base. Let's fucking go. Let's bring the trenches. We also got Bullrun Gravano on Wednesday. My boy Gravano is killing it, especially on Soul. Very old school KOL. Alpha Dog had him on the podcast. He'll be on Wednesday. It'll be good to chat with him. That guy knows Soul trenches like no other. I mean, man, he's hitting him heaters, bro. Soul trenches, man. Damn. It's the gambling chain I like to call it. But hey, there's gamble away, bro. Gamble away. I still don't know any great product like serious builders building on Solana. No shade, but like I think the serious builders come on base, but like the gamblers, man, damn, they bring the volume, dog. Although I don't know how projects do it though. How do you hold attention for more than a day? There's just so much things to navigate. So respect to the Soul Trench Warriors. I've realized that's quickly not my game. But for Gravano, it is. And I'm happy to have him. And we also are going to have my boy Gugad on Wednesday. Wednesday's show is going to be dope, guys. You guys got to come. Tomorrow, though, we got Creator DAO. Now, Creator DAO bought 1% of my supply. And they're a big network of just trying to build the creator ecosystem. And they're basically turning YouTube people viral. And I reached out to, I've had them on the show too. And we'll have them on tomorrow as well. But I knew this would be, the streaming meta would be more their alley, honestly, than Zora. And no shade on Zora, but like from coming from a YouTube type background like they are, and Kong is like a genius and manages a lot of like huge celebs or stars, I think there's more value for them in streaming because it's more tangible. But no shit on Zora. Listen, I want all creators to make money. If you're an artist or whatever, please go to Zora. Anyways, they'll be on tomorrow. We also have Naomi, track star, who's just blown up, Farcaster native, just like such a cool lady. She's an Olympic athlete from, I think, Great Britain. Had her on the podcast about a year ago. It's cool to see her journey. She's literally like blown up in a good way. So we'll chat with her. It's going to be fun. And look at this base recon. Look how much value I'm already giving to the winner of the auction. I'm literally just leaving this screen up. Fucking $2,000 bids come up now. Let's go. Imagine. Last, I'll say this to the 1,460 people. Imagine why I do not need to sell this token. I don't care to. I don't know any devs out there that are like, no, actually, because I'm smart. I'm not an idiot. The value of my project is the perceived brand value of the token. Simple. I eat, not through token sales. No. I eat through massive fucking companies sponsoring my show. That is how I eat. I eat when like a project's like, you know what? I want to sponsor your show for 20 grand a month, and these are the deliverables. That's how I fucking eat. And I get a few of those. And the only way I get there is a strong token. I don't know of another project or a sector where everything is aligned. My economic interests are aligned with the holder's interest. Tell me another project that's like that. I don't know. Tell me, because I'll ape into that. That's what makes this shit really creative and good, because in media, there's so much value in the sponsorship money. You know, Thread Guy, for instance, massive fan of him. I don't know how much he got for his Phantom deal, but I guarantee you it's a lot. Phantom's just like sponsoring a show. Okay. And well deserved, but that's how media people work. And that's why it's not a zero-sum game. We all win together. So for me to get to the level where people are paying me $20K a month, $30K a month, whether it's in the auctions or maybe it's a combination of the auctions plus, you know, brand sponsoring on the side, that's how I eat. And of course, I'm not a fucking charity. I need to make money, but that's how I eat without selling the token. I need the token. If the token's like 10 million, 50 million market cap, think about it. We all fucking win. ABC, baby. Always be cooking. I have some news too on that. Oh man, I'm fucking cooking. I'm like this little like experimenter thing. I have a call tomorrow with Flaunch team. I'm very, very excited about potentially this flywheel I'm about to create. I'm not going to tell you guys, but if this flywheel, and I think I'm onto something that's going to transform the base media, the base streaming economy, that's going to benefit all streamers on base on retake. So I believe this plan of mine is not only going to make late night on base holders extremely happy, I think it's going to make streamers on base extremely happy. I think it's going to make retake happy. I think it's going to make degens in the trenches happy. I think it's going to make everyone happy. It's called the flywheel, baby. And I think I've cracked the code. And if I do crack the code, we all fucking win. If, of course, I mean, I don't know. All the shit's trenching and it's experimenting, but I think it's a pretty good idea. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, 1,510 people are tuning in. It's pretty good. Pretty good on a Monday. Base Recon, so much value. Let's fucking go. That's what I like to hear from my brand sponsors. I should have like a testimonial. Base Recon, you know what? You're going to be my first brand sponsor. Boom. So much value. Bam. In the fucking mini app when they see bid on this. Boom. So much value. Fly will be flying. Fly will be flying. All right, guys. Well, listen. 10 minutes. We are live on the base build account, which is the official base account. We host myself and Base Junkie. We host the NFT. No, the base NFT show. That one's going to be on the base build account, so it's not going to be on retake. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. But tune in or not. All good. If you guys, last thing I'll say, if you guys haven't joined the group chat on Twitter, we have a late night on base supporter room. It's pretty dope. Come in. It's kind of like a Telegram, but it's way better than Telegram. I hate Telegram. This is all people on Twitter just chatting, vibing. Hit me up if you haven't, if you want to get in. I don't want to just add random people because like people might think I'm like lame or annoying. So I don't want that. But yeah. Anyways, happy all-time high, all-time retake, all-time high to those that celebrate. Send that shit to about 250 million, 300 million, whatever you want. Market, please send it. Send it. Man, imagine if that gets like 300 million and it becomes de facto like infrastructure for streaming and it gets like Zora levels. Whew. I wonder what late night on base is going to be. I don't know. But I'm here for it. All right, guys. Peace.